Authentic fam? Welcome back to Authentic Alphas and another set of tips, useful tips, serving the community. I'm so generous. All right, so the topic for this video, tips for talking to women, ingredients for best conversation. So, got a video I just recorded about understanding how to better communicate with women. And right now we're going to talk about tips on talking to women, the ingredients for the best conversation. Not the same thing, guys. Not the same thing. All right. So in the other video, I covered basically just like on the micro, what you should be like thinking in your head, just like the fundamental, right? The cellular level. What the fuck is we trying to do? Okay. And you're basically trying to invoke, create, stimulate, or extract a feeling, from a chick. You're trying to harvest the feeling in her that's going to suit your agenda, what you're trying to do. So we know that women are all about the emotional roller coaster, right? That looks more like waves, but you know what I mean. That's what they're about, right? They're about feeling and engaging and experiencing emotion. And women need pain to enjoy pleasure, right? They need desperate, and they, to feel the emotion of hopefulness, and they need like depression, to experience, ambition and motivation. They need both for whatever reason, right? They need the duality in emotion. So I think that's an easy way for you guys to kind of like put it into context and get it, since they're different than us. A lot of dudes struggle with relating to women, and unfortunately that's going to affect your results with them dramatically, right? All right, so let's get on to the conversation. So let's not even get into how you interact with and communicate with other guys, right? Fuck it. Even though that's a whole separate video, because I know a lot of you guys struggle with networking and making male friends and finding a group or a tribe, a team to belong to. So I always suggest that guys cultivate a talent, a skill first before even attempting that, because unless you want to hang out with a bunch of losers, yeah, I said it, I don't give a fuck what your feelings are hurt, the fuck. Yeah, keeping it frank over here. That's what it is. If you don't develop any type of abilities, skill sets, what's your craft? What are you good at? What do you bring to the table? If you don't develop something, then the only group that you are going to be able to hang with is other misfits, other guys who also have like nothing to fucking offer. So then you can go ahead and build your little social group off of trivial shit like, oh, I like the little green fucking thing from Star Wars that was in The Mandalorian. Oh, me too, Baby Yoda. I like Baby Yoda too. Let's start a group of guys that hang out and talk about Baby Yoda. All right, cool. I'm not judging you. Just know that those guys don't get pussy. As cute as girls think Baby Yoda is, they're not going to give you pussy because you and your boys like Baby Yoda. They're also not going to give you pussy because you just started a new fantasy football team with the guys either. So if you want to network with guys that are cool, you're gonna have to be good at something that's, cool, right? So with women, you also want to bond. You want to bond with a chick. If you're trying to do something, there's got to be some type of, some kind of bond, right? Some kind of glue, some kind of, right? Not lubricant, you nasty perverts. But yeah, there needs to be some type of adhesive, right? What is making her feel connected to you, right? And you even need to learn to start using that type of language. You got to start learning how to speak that womanese, right? So it's like if you're on a dating app and the girl hits you with the question you should be hitting her with, it's like, what are you looking for on here? Well, chances are you're probably talking to the wrong chick. If she's talking like that, you're probably talking to some post-wall bitch that's already, had her fun. That's why she's acting so pushy, right? But even if a chick was to say that to you, your answer should be, you should be using language and words and vocabulary that's going to get the feeling out of her that you want. So you'd be like, oh, I just want to have a good time with somebody. I'm going to be in this particular area for this amount of time, or I'm looking for somebody local that, I can have a good time with and form a connection with. Really what you're saying is that you want to have good sex with some chick, right? So So you're not saying that, but you're saying it in a way that she could be like, oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, I agree with that. I can confirm, me too, right? So anyway, let's get to this list of things I have here that I probably should have numbered, but I didn't. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, should try to get it to either 12 or 10, right? I like even numbers. But anyhow, these are going to be things that are going to help you to make a connection, help you to bond, help you to be relevant, help you to, be like, I don't know, remembered, you know what I'm saying? And you can also start developing your inside jokes. You can start developing, whatever it is that you share. So you're sharing basically, right? You're sharing, all right? So, first thing, when you're interacting with chicks, as a guy, you're a provider. Now, modern terms really water everything down when there's really so much more to these roles, right? For example, men are protectors and providers. But these young knuckleheads nowadays think it's as simple as provider, you pay for shit, you buy shit, you pay the bills, provider. That's what a provider is. And then protect. Oh, you protect, like if there's like a saber-toothed tiger, evolutionary psych, the male protects the woman from the threat, or, in this case being the saber-toothed tiger. That's the protection. Okay. So fucking much more, guys. When it comes to the whole, providing thing, guys need to provide every fucking thing. It's not just providing finance. What do you think men were providing before there was money? Exactly. So men need to provide the food. Whether you go buy the food or you go fucking kill the deer, men are providing the meal. Men need to provide the shelter. Whether you're paying the mortgage or the rent, or you're actually building the fucking cabin. Okay? But they also need to provide the entertainment. They need to provide the experiences. They need to provide the good D in the bedroom in order for there to be sex. There can't be no sex without a hard dick, right? So guys need to provide in every scenario of the interaction with a female. The guy is the one providing, right? And the woman nurtures the things that he provides. If he provides the home, she, decorates it, cleans it, maintains it, whatever. If he provides the food, the woman cooks and prepares and serves it. So hopefully you're seeing the pattern. The men need to be the ones that actually create shit, and they actually provide shit. And the women are the ones that they nurture it. They make it better or whatever the fuck. All right, they do their part on top of it. Okay. So with that being said, how does that relate to conversation? All right, so men must be the provider. So you need to provide the topic, provide the subject. What are we talking about? Provide the mood, provide the vibe, and then the woman is going to go ahead and carry that. She's going to carry it for you, right? I don't know. Should I give you somebody an example? I don't know if I should give you an example, but anyway, just have a good conversation starter. So you gotta be able to kind of look at the chick, feel her out a little bit, and already know what direction you're gonna go in. It's probably not a good idea to introduce yourself and then try to figure out, what should we talk about? Lovely weather we're having, right? So when you're dealing with chicks, it's always better if the subject you provide is a little bit more personalized to her. If you're looking at her social media and you're about to DM her, you should be looking through her pictures and trying to figure out what can I strike up conversation about, but yet still carry that conversation organically. Okay? Because what a lot of guys will do is they'll do a fucking lazy ass, cornball, dumbass, amateur version of that. They'll just see one little picture and be like, oh, that's a cool t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Personalized conversation. Are you an expert on that t-shirt? Where are you going to go next? How much conversation are you really going to make centered around that t-shirt? Exactly. You might want to pick something a little bit deeper than that, a little bit better, right? All right, so you have to provide, okay? Now, flattery. Okay. Now, this needs to be done well, right? This has to be articulated well. You can't just be blurting out compliments and just saying anything, okay? So again, the flattery should also be very personalized. Right? If she wears glasses, don't just say, oh, I like your glasses. No, get a little bit more into it. And then it'd be nice if you have a little bit of backstory as to why you like glasses in general, or what about women wearing glasses do you like? Make sure it's something unique, you know, a little nuanced. But flattery, guys, okay? So learn how to be good with that. Learn how to make the shit sound smooth and legit, sexy, all that good stuff as it rolls off your tongue. Don't just be blurting out fucking compliments like a cornball, right? And be careful with it, because if you're not that dude, you gotta be careful with how you give your compliments, because you just come off as a fanboy, all right? You know, you do want to interact with women from some type of position of power or some type of position of authority. That's why it's better that you choose things that you know something about. Choose things that you can make good conversation over, you have experience with, you have some type of enlightenment, you know, you got something, you know, that's putting you in a good position, in a good light to talk about that thing. Just like if you're just blurting out compliments, you're kind of just going to belittle yourself and make yourself look like, you know, like you're drooling over her and you're a fanboy. Whereas if, for example, if I'm talking to a chick and I'm like, listen, man, I see your squat form is on point, girl. We need to do legs sometime. I can compliment her because I know that I can outlift her in legs. I know that my legs are bigger and stronger than hers. So me complimenting her legs, it's gonna get the effect of the flattery, but it's not gonna make me look like some type of little fan. It's like, oh, you are so amazing. You're so cool. You're so perfect. Yeah, the way you do that. You don't wanna do that, guy. Okay, so empathy, right? So learning how to empathize with a chick. Now, from childhood, girls are already good at empathy. They're already good at kind of reading the room as far as emotion is concerned and mood, and knowing how to, emulate or reflect the mood that said person is in. So they're good with that, right? With that social awareness. So you got to kind of get a little bit better than that and learn how to empathize with chicks. Do I have time for a quick example? Put you fuckers up on some game? All right, let's say you're dealing with an independent chick, a strong, you know, independent, hard-working boss babe that, you know, works several days a week and 9 to 5, or she has her own business, whatever, right? That's what she does. Okay. In the manosphere, we're supposed to like run from these type of women, and we're not supposed to be able to get along with these type of women because these boss independent chicks and they think they don't need a man and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, guys that are smooth, guys that have game, guys that are players, that means nothing. It means nothing to us. We're gonna cater to that. We're gonna cater our approach to that. We're not gonna say, oh, I don't fuck with feminists, oh, I don't fuck with boss babes, I don't fuck with these type of chicks, cause what? Cause motherfuckers with no game can't deal with them. All right, so let's say I'm dealing with a chick that's, you know, like got a job and she's working and whatever, right? This is how I would empathize with her. So just like, yeah, what's up? Oh, you know, I just been working. I've been at work all day. I got stuck at work. I was supposed to get off at 4 on Thursdays, but I never seem to get out of there on time and da-da-da. Word. Listen, I know how it is, man. I remember when I had this other job and they done promoted me, position of authority. I had to supervise everybody. It's like everybody else's problems became my problems, girl. I know exactly what you're going through. Yo, but that's what it is, man, when you're a boss babe like you. But what it is, girl, is you need some downtime. You need to depress, you know what I'm saying? You need to relax. You really need some fucking TLC is what you need. I know, right? Just some me time, yeah. Listen, you know what? What day do you know what I'm saying, get off early this week? No day. I don't get off early, no day. All right, well, listen. What day can you be out of work by like 6:30? Oh, well, shit. Tuesday, I could probably, listen, Tuesday, I got you. Let me take care of it. I got something for you. I'll tell you what, why don't you come by like 7? I promise you, you will not regret it. For real, you empathizing with her. All right, now on Tuesday, you should already have the setup, you know what I'm saying? You should already figure out how you're gonna go about the eating, you know, providing the food, whatever, you're gonna order it or you're gonna cook for her or whatever. You should already have the massage oils ready to go. You should already playing the music that she's gonna find relaxing, you know what I'm saying? You should already have the lights dim, you should already have the candles lit up, all this type of bullshit, putting her in a relaxed state. So you're empathizing with the fact that she's working hard, she's stressed, she needs to relax, she needs a motherfucker to go ahead, you know what I'm saying, give the massage, get her real nice and comfortable, loose, and then wax that ass. That's how you deal with that particular shit. You empathize with that particular girl's situation. All right? Now, Entertain her, all right? You gotta be entertaining with these chicks, bro. You wanna be making the type of conversation that should it end, she would miss it, all right? So what's a great way to be entertaining in conversation? Be a good storyteller. That's a good way. Or you can ask questions, get her to tell her story, get her to tell her shit, and then you have really good responses to it, really good insight. That's very, very interesting. That adds to the conversation, makes it more dynamic and unique. So I'm sure maybe you're not the only person she's told that story, but you had the best responses and the best feedback, thus making you the most entertaining person to talk to on said subject. And you need to be versatile and be able to do that with pretty much any and all subjects. Even the shit you really don't care about, guys. So you gotta kind of get good at making good conversation about shit that you actually really don't care about, but they do. And that might be part of making good conversation about things you don't care about. Actually saying, I don't really care about that. I mean, let's look at it. It's like you got these housewives, or are they desperate housewives? Like, why do I want to watch somebody that's desperate? But I'm always wondering, like, why do chicks like that so much? Why are they so entertained by it? Like, I tell you what, what's your favorite part of Desperate Housewives, since that's your shit? And then she's gonna tell you. Now you're actually making good conversation that's fun and interesting, and it's, you know, you're kind of going back and forth tit for tat with her, but you're actually not agreeing with her. But at the same time, you're not offending her. You guys are still having fun, even though you're disagreeing. All right. So next thing, you gotta be fun. You gotta give her fun, right? You gotta give these things. Give the entertainment. Give the topic. Give fun. All right, so you have to figure out with each individual chick, what are the keys you need to press and what do you need to stroke that's gonna give her the experience of fun. How do you make it fun? One thing that women actually like and think is pretty funny is when you make fun of other people. Like when you're somewhere public and you're like, look at this guy's shirt. It's cruel, but it's fun. All right, so the next thing is you have to engage her. So make sure that when you're talking to a chick that she actually gives a shit about what you're saying. So you have to be able to check on her, like ask these questions, ask her to weigh in on it, ask her to give feedback, ask her to, you know, put something on it. And when you get really, really good, you'll be able to set her up to say what you want her to say without her even knowing it, because of the way that you phrased the question, or the way that you timed it, or so on and so forth. So you got to get out there and practice, guys. Constantly practice. The same way you get better at fighting by constantly sparring with other people, not just hitting the bag, but constantly sparring with individuals, is the same way that you get better at conversating with women, by taking any and every opportunity you possibly can to hold good, meaningful conversation with people that have vaginas. All right, so also challenge her. It's another thing that I see guys struggle with. They must struggle with it, my youth. They must struggle, me I tell you. Guys be making conversation that's boring as fuck, yet they don't even realize they're boring the shit out of this fucking girl, right? Guys be making conversation and they just sitting there agreeing. Don't fucking agree all the goddamn time. Challenge her. Women like to be challenged, which is why they're always giving shit tests, because they like to test guys and they like to be challenged by guys. But you have to be able to make it playful, fun, and entertaining. If not, then you trigger the bitch and then she doesn't like you, which is fine. It's just you're learning and you're like, okay, I shouldn't have said that like that. I should have did this a little bit differently. Reset, try again with a different chick. And when you get really, really good, you'll start to either not make those mistakes in the first place, or you'll learn how to salvage it, right? How many guys can piss a chick off but then figure out how to salvage it, right? That's a skill within itself. And I will also add, it's a very, very risky yet rewarding strategy if you know how to do it at will. If you know how to irritate, trigger, and piss off a chick, but then clean it all up and get it all back nice, it actually puts you even better if you didn't put her in that pissed off state in the first place. Remember, women need both sides of the spectrum to fully experience it. They need both ends of it, right? Which is why makeup sex is such a thing to women. Stop for a second and think, how often do you hear guys praise makeup sex? How often are guys like, oh, I want makeup sex. Oh, I'm gonna go start a fight with this girl so that we can have makeup sex. oh man, makeup sex is awesome. Oh, I love makeup sex. Like, guys ain't really on it like that. For guys, we just want sex. We just want good sex. But for women, they actually have a certain, different special place for makeup sex. So there's a lot of times that women will actually be trying to start some shit with a man to get him riled up because they want the makeup sex. But very few guys even know that's what's happening. They're like, yo, why is she acting like a dick right now? Why is she acting like a bitch right now? It's like, because she wants you to bend her over that fucking counter and hate fuck her. Another video, guys. All right, anyway. So yes, challenge her. That's where I was going with that. You have to challenge a chick, right? Know how to challenge a chick. Know how to tease a chick, right? Know how to tit for tat, right? Know how to give blows, right? Know how to give insults, you know what I'm saying? Know how to flirt. You gotta know how to do all of that back and forth, right? It's kind of like when you're a kid and you're out in the backyard playing catch with your dad. I know, right? A lot of you didn't have dads. I get it. My grandfather loved baseball, all right? So got a lot of catch going on back in the day. But it's similar to that, guys. You're passing back and forth. All right, so next, intrigue. Gotta be intriguing. Intrigue the chick, right? So not only do you want to challenge her like in a playful way, in a teasing way, but you also want to stimulate her mind and make her say, oh, I never thought about that. That's right. Yes, women are somewhat attracted to intelligence, especially if you could display ways in which that intelligence would be useful to her, right? So she's just marking that off in the future like, okay, I like this guy. This guy could come in use. He could have some utility. Remember, guys are just doers to women, bro. All right? Understand and accept that. The way women interact with guys is what can this guy do for me? And not in the cold-hearted, negative way that you guys are used to always interpreting that. It's just that that's the way women are designed. They're designed to receive from men, okay? So a dude that can handle a variety of situations is considered preferable to women because it puts them at ease because I don't have to know how to do that because he knows how to do that. So I feel comfortable with him because he is confident in his capability that he can deal with that, whatever it is that might come his way. So showing that type of wit and that type of intelligence and showing some wisdom, showing all these type of things, it's just going to be more bonus points to you, to the guy, right? Which is why it's better to get out there, get as much experiences as you can, learn about as many different things as you can, interact with as many people as you can, expand your network as much as you can, and then deal with chicks that are a generous age difference to you, that are a good amount of years younger than you, so that it puts you in a better position to come from that position of understanding, of authority, of power, okay, of discipline. You want to have all those things over a chick and then learn how to basically rub it off on her in a way that's not unattractive, but is actually pleasing and, like we're on right now, intriguing, right? Because the idea is there's always more. So you always want the chick to feel like there's more. Like, oh, wow, that was smooth, that was clever. Oh, but there's more. Like, I know there's more to this guy. So it always has to seem like there's more where that came from. All right, so humor. So, yeah, you kind of got to be funny, right? And not everybody's funny, but you got to at least be like a little funny, right? And here's the thing. A laugh is a laugh. A genuine laugh is a genuine laugh. So even if you have to hear some funny ass jokes from somebody else and be like, yo, this reminds me of a joke I heard. Let me tell you a joke that my coworker told me. It's actually kind of funny, right? So, all right, so they're at this, yeah, learn some fucking good jokes. If you're not like genuinely, spontaneously, naturally funny yourself, it might behoove you to actually remember a couple of really good jokes that are gonna play well with the ladies. All right, so next thing is flirt, right? So I had a video way back that I made called Always Flirt, okay? And the point of that video was you should be always flirting with ladies, with women. I don't care if they're 50. If they're 50 and they look good for 50, your punk ass better say something, okay? Constantly flirt. Don't be flirting with underage girls. That shit's not funny. That shit's not cute. You'll end up in jail or get punched in the face, all right? So yeah, don't be stupid. But as long as they're like over 21 or something like that, I don't know, some of you guys are probably young, so you could do 18 and 19, but generally speaking, for us grown-ass men, try to keep it 21 and up, but try to always flirt, be playful, say a little something, right? Now, like most things, you want to walk that thin line. You want to walk the thin line between that was clever and daring and, yo, dude, that was inappropriate, you're a fucking dick. All right? You kind of want to be right on that line, and it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. All right. And the last thing I got on here is give value. At the end of the day, give value. So you want a chick to leave interactions with you always feeling like she gained something. So this could just be some words. It's just be kind words. Something you said that made her feel a little bit better about a situation, made her feel a little bit more motivated. You might have given her some clarity. You might have given her a solution to a problem. You might have given a suggestion that she can level up. Whatever, something that she's dealing with the family. Maybe grandpa died, right? I remember this chick that I knew. Her grandpa was like going in and out of the hospital. He's like coming to a point where he's dealing with hospice. And I'm a dude, right? So I want to fuck. Just being honest, I wanted to smash, and I'm like, ugh, how inconvenient, you got this issue with your grandpa right now. I was hoping, we could just, come over, I could smash and stuff. So I had to be really clever on how I was able to talk to her and basically change her mood and change her perspective on the situation. And then sure enough, I was able to get her to a place where she felt good about it. She understood. I gave her a peace of mind, and then she gave me a piece of ass. But here's the thing. Everything that I said was true. Everything that I said was genuine. And what I basically did was I put myself in her position and guided her with it and mentored her through it because I had been through it. My grandfather had that time in his life where he was constantly in and out of the hospital. Then he was going to the hospital, and every time you didn't know if they were going to let him go, they were recommending hospice and all this fucking bullshit. Eventually, it came to when he died. And, I had to be the one to pull the plug. I had to be there. He had already told me, do not resuscitate. He don't want to be on no type of technology or nothing. When it's time to go, it's time to go. So I basically just revisited that time in my life and what I was going through. And much like her, I was the only person that was there for my grandfather at the time. She's the only person that's here for him. I was my grandfather's favorite. She was her grandfather's favorite. So I just kept on empathizing with her and lining up all the parallels and getting her to understand this is part of life and this is the position you're in right now. This is going to make you a stronger individual. Your grandfather couldn't have it any better at this time because he has you. And the point is, it worked. She felt way better about it. Even though it was a painful time, there was the crying and all that other kind of stuff. There was a lot of booty clapping also, right? So I wasn't manipulative, I wasn't disingenuous, I wasn't unethical. I was just in control and deliberate in the words I was saying, the vocabulary that I was using, and the result that I wanted to get. And also, good sex is actually very therapeutic. So I'm kind of like a therapist. All right, guys, get in the fucking email, text message me, whatever. Let's get this shit popping. Let's get some fucking results. Let's get better, because that's what the hell it's about. All these guys crying and whining and belly aching about women and dating and all things are so terrible. No, what it is your skills are terrible. That's what it is, because it doesn't matter the situation. The dudes that are deliberate, calculated, determined, they're gonna get the buns. I don't care what the situation is, bro. I don't care where they are, what they doing. Bro, this dude's smashing COs in prison. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like, I'm sure like if they went to the moon and it was a co-ed shuttle, so, dudes is getting butt on the moon, bro, it's gonna go down. For the guys who don't give a shit about the circumstances, they gonna get theirs. Those guys, they gonna get their dick wet. All right? And when a chick is in heat, bro, it is what it is, bro. She gonna get hers too. It ain't gonna be with you, but she gonna get hers, right? So the point I'm trying to make is quit making excuses and talking about how bad this is and how bad that is and this and that and all the dumb shit. Find your angle, right? Work on your skills, sharpen up all your tools that you got in the damn toolbox, right? And figure out what your advantages are, what's your sweet spot, and play to that. All right, guys? Anyhow, get a damn console, we'll figure it out.